Hi Aries, happy early birthday and welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your March 2025 tarot reading. Thank you to those of you who have liked, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, it's a Celtic crossword as always, and I will pulled the 4 agreements and wisdom and oracle card for you guys. But we're actually going to start the reading off by rolling those astrology guys we have in front of us to get an idea of where your focus should be as far as that goes. Alright, we have 3. So, third house for you guys is Gemini, and we do have Jupiter that recently turned direct in Gemini, and it'll be there for all of March as well. So, yeah, forgot if I mentioned it already, but yeah, third house is communication, short journeys, and siblings. Alright, we have Scorpio. So, for you guys, Scorpio is your 8th house of death, rebirth, intimacy, and investments. Astrologically speaking, that area of the zodiac's quiet right now, but you could have some focus there anyway. And we have the moon. So yeah, it's going to be plenty going on as far as the moon goes. Let's see, we have the new moon in Pisces coming up on the 27th of February, and then right around the middle of March, we're going to have a full moon eclipse in Virgo. And then toward the end of the month, the 29th, we're going to have a new moon eclipse in your sign. So definitely some significance there. So yeah, I feel like those cycles in particular might be peak times for you guys this month to keep an eye on, but keep all that in mind as we go through the main spread. Oh, and I should mention, by the way, sorry, the new moon in Pisces will be your 12th house of spirituality, blind spots, mental health. Of course, the full moon in Virgo would then be in your 6th house. New moon eclipse, I should say. Full moon eclipse, rather, in Virgo will be in your 6th house of work, health, daily routines, and then the new moon, of course, in your sign. So that's going to reflect your personality, self-awareness. All right, so in the main situation position, we have the Ace of Pentacles, and challenging that, we have the Ace of Cups. So could just be saying that you might have too many offers coming your way at the same time, and that could be the difficulty, right? But you just look at these two cards on the surface, it doesn't necessarily seem like either of them are harsh, right? So I feel like that's the main thing at play there. So for example, you might actually get a financial offer that comes your way that might be too good to pass up, but then there might also be the prospect of romance getting off the ground around the same time, right? You're like, okay, well, this is bad timing because I have to give a lot of energy to this new financial path that I'm on, right? So it could just be one of those things there. Others of you could just be saying maybe a more practical offer versus something that you might just connect more with spiritually, right? Maybe creatively. But yeah, either way, I feel like this is saying that your challenge is there could just be too many things coming your way this month. Right, in the foundation position, we have the Two of Cups. So yeah, this is Cancer energy here, and to me this shows that you might have already met someone where you feel like there's a real meeting of the minds, right? So for some of you, of course, that could be a romantic thing, but again, like we said, even if this is more of a creative project type situation, looks like there is the potential for you to partner up with someone who you see eye to eye with. All right, in the past position, we have the Ace of Wands. So yeah, so this could just be saying that for some of you might have already had an idea for a path you wanted to take in the recent past. So that could be what's making these other aces even more tricky to deal with, right? Because you could have really decided on one pathway and now there's new options coming your way that are causing a little bit of confusion. Or at the very least making you feel a little overwhelmed. So speaking of overwhelmed, in the present position, we have the Eight of Swords. This is Gemini energy here. So yeah, like I said, it could just be one of those things where you might just have too many things going on, too many things coming your way, and now you're trying to figure out, okay, which of these opportunities should I actually pursue? So that could be what you're trying to figure out right now. All right, in the near future position, we have the Ten of Wands. So for some of you, this might say ultimately you might actually try to take all of these things on, and if that's the case, you might find yourselves feeling a little bit overwhelmed in the process. So Not sure if that would necessarily be something that would be a long-term thing. If you did decide to do that, it might be more of a short-lived thing where you might, go into it with the best intentions, say, yeah, I'm going to just take on all these things, but you might start to find yourselves a little more overwhelmed. All right. In the position of your influence in a situation, we have the Empress. So maybe this is pointing to why all these opportunities might have come your way, right? You might have been in that Empress mode where you've just been more open, receptive, right? Maybe not as um, outgoing and pursuing these goals. You could have just been more open to what came your way, and now there's plenty coming your way, right? So almost maybe too much. That's what I see with that. All right. And in the environment position, we have the King of Swords. So yeah, so this could just be saying, well, for one, this is Aquarius energy, so maybe this is saying that as we moved through Aquarius season, you might have found yourselves embracing this energy more. But either way, I feel like this is saying that you're ultimately going to try to take a detached view toward the situation and really find your footing and figure out which of these paths would be best for you. All right. In the hopes or fears position, we have the Page of Pentacles. So yeah, so again, like I said, I feel like this might explain why that Ace of Cups would come up as a challenge, right? Because it could be one of those things where, again, like I said, I feel like this Ace of Pentacles offer coming your way might be a really strong offer and something that you ultimately did want. So, but again, maybe that Ace of Cups thing is also good, right? But you just could have this fear like, okay, if I get wrapped up in this Ace of Cups situation, it might sidetrack me from that Ace of Pentacles, and then I might feel like that goal ends up just out of my reach. All right. In the outcome position, we have the Six of Swords. So this is Aquarius energy here as well. So yeah, I feel like this is saying ultimately you might just decide that you need to step away and really figure out which decision would be best. So, like I said, I feel like this might be the aftermath of that Ten of Wands, right? Where, like I said, initially you might try to take all of these things on, might quickly find yourselves overwhelmed, and then say, okay, that's not going to work, right? Couldn't hurt to try, of course, but you might say, okay, let me just take a little time away, figure this out, right? With that King of Swords energy we see as well, and then make your decision from there. All right, and bottom of the deck we have the King of Cups. So this is Scorpio energy here. So yeah, so for some of you might just be feeling a little bit isolated as well, right? So even though there's all these offers coming your way, you might feel like, this is a unique situation for you, right? So meaning that you might feel like there's not necessarily someone you could talk to about the situation because you feel like they won't necessarily be able to put themselves in your shoes because this is, again, like I said, it seems like a bit of a unique dynamic. And for some of you, that King of Cups might also represent a desire of yours too, like I said, to create that distance, to get away. And maybe you're deliberately trying not to get the opinions of others to figure out this decision. Speaking of opinions, from the Four Agreements deck, we have don't take anything personally, and it says ignore the opinions of others. Right? It says whatever people do, feel, think, or say, don't take it personally. Others are going to have their own opinion according to their belief system, so whatever they think is about you, whatever they think about you is not about you, but it is about them. So yeah, interesting message there because it doesn't necessarily seem like you creating distance from others to figure out this decision on your own necessarily has to do with others having a negative viewpoint on your situation. I feel like it's really just more of you might not want a lot of noise interfering with the decision that you feel would ultimately be best for you. All right, and from the Wisdom Oracle, we have come to the edge. There's the artwork, and the number is 36. All right, we'll see what this has to say. essential meanings says courage, taking a leap of faith, overcoming fear, and accepting risk. The Oracle's message, facing the unknown is the only choice you really have right now if you want to progress. It's okay to be afraid. Now is the time to take a risk that is not calculated, to feel the exhilaration as you ready yourself for a leap of faith. Spirit is present, so let go of fear. You are called to express your true self. Listen to your heart and soul, not your head. Come to the edge and discover that you can fly. You must step into the unfamiliar so that you may find your miracles. So yeah, definitely an interesting message there. I mean, in a way, that almost sounds like maybe your best path would be to try to take on all these things, right? Even if it does ultimately just lead you to realize, okay, can't do them all, but it might make it almost force you to decide what would be the things you can take on, what you do value the most in the situation. The relationship message says it's scary to be truly intimate with someone, to allow him or her to see all of you, especially the parts of you that you've kept hidden and protected. Now is the time to take that risk and let yourself be seen, truly seen. It's important that you speak up, voice what you need, state who you are, say what you hope for. This is not the time to play it safe, but to take a leap of faith. You'll be glad you did. If you're seeking a relationship, the same applies. Take one step toward the gods, and they will deliver what you truly desire. So yeah, definitely an interesting message there. At the very least, that reads as if you are being called to at least entertain the possibility of that Ace of Cups offer when it comes your way. The prosperity message says, if ever there was a time for you to take a leap of faith into the unknown, it is now. This is the perfect moment to take a big risk. The unknown is the only choice now, and if you come to the edge, you will discover treasure beyond your wildest dreams. Allow your courage to lead you in spite of your fears. You don't need to know the exact form of what you're going for. The essence is much more powerful, and Spirit has a way of delivering an even better version of prosperity than you could imagine. Take that step. The results will be amazing. See, an interesting message there as far as it says you don't need to know the exact form of what you're going for, right? Because that makes me think of how these three aces are very different, right? But they all represent fresh starts, fresh opportunities. So it could just be saying, if you are up in the air about which of these would be best, it could just be saying, just take that risk and just have faith that it'll play out the way that you need it to. So, hope it ever resonated with you guys. Once again, happy early birthday. We'll wrap up there, and I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.